Newsource at 5. Firefighters investigate a deadly blaze.
Okay, they're rolling
Mask
pre-shots.
optional campuses come February 28th. And a group of knitters are busy covering 911 victims, foster children, and blue-collar workers with love. All that and more on Grady Newsource.
Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Hello and welcome to Grady's Newsource. My name is Matthew Davis. Jackson County Sheriff's Department is investigating a house fire that claimed the life of a 10-year-old girl and injured her mother. Grady Newsource reporter Taylor Green has updates from officials on this tragic situation.
I'm currently standing near the residence of a tragic fire that claimed the life of a 10-year-old girl late Saturday night. This is the closest I can get because the residence is off limits and marked by caution tape due to an ongoing investigation by the Georgia State Fire Marshals and the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. According to Sheriff Janice Mangum, both departments were called to the scene in order to try to save the child.
The first deputies that arrived there, the home was pretty much fully engulfed in flames and smoke. There was entrapment of someone in the home. So the deputies arrived on the scene. The mother was out of the home, and there was a 10-year-old child in a bedroom that could not get out, and mother was not able to get her out. Fire departments arrived on the scene, and they were able to get her out of there and transported her to Northeast Georgia Medical Center, where she was pronounced deceased.
Earlier today, the Sheriff's Department, along with the fire marshals, continued the investigation by visiting the residence. We will continue to bring you updates on the situation. I'm Taylor Green with Grady News.
The jury is now deliberating in the federal hate crime trial for the 3 men who murdered Ahmaud Arbery. The closing arguments began today in a U.S. District Court in Brunswick, Georgia, where Arbery was killed. The trial has been ongoing since last week as prosecutors try to prove that the 3 white men chased and shot Arbery to death in 2020 because he was black. The men already are sentenced to life in state court on counts of murder, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. After a surge of COVID-19 cases that caused 5 Athens-Clarke County schools to move to remote learning last month, the school district has decided to loosen mask mandates. Reporter Danielle Burrows has more.
When high school English teacher Camille Joyner received the email Friday that wearing a mask in Clarke County schools would be optional, she was surprised.
So when I got the email saying that they were going to lift the mask requirement, I was like, wait, hold up, what? I was like, were we not just virtual because of COVID?
5 schools moved to virtual learning last month due to a surge in COVID cases and staff shortages. However, the Clarke County School District announced masks will be optional on all CCSD campuses and that visitors will be welcomed back to the schools for scheduled meetings and events starting February 28th. The district does rigorous contact tracing and has indicated that positive COVID cases within the last 2 weeks in all schools have been well below 5%. This decision, however, does not reflect county and state positivity rates. However, some school officials question the decision.
I may not support this optional mask situation, but I may also eat my words in a month when things are going okay and the loosened restrictions haven't really had any negative impact.
Although mask mandates will be loosened, the district will continue rigorous contact tracing and incentivizing vaccines for everyone in the area. Joyner admits that she has never taught in a space where she did not need a mask, but she says that she is hopeful about a future without masks.
Personally, I am excited about it. It is kind of uncomfortable and scary, but I am, I would like to think of one day we won't all be wearing masks all the time.
From Grady Newsource, I'm Danielle Burrows.
A controversial bill regarding the way race issues are taught in Georgia public schools has been making its way through the Georgia General Assembly. Grady Newsource reporter Adrian Godoy provides an update on the bill and where people stand on it and what's left before it can become a law.
House Bill 1084 has slowly been advancing in the Georgia General Assembly. Originally introduced in January, the bill is now a quarter of the way through the House. It prohibits the teaching of several race-related concepts, such as the idea of America being a fundamentally racist country, and more. Opponents of the bill, like New Georgia Project Policy Director Stephanie Jackson Ali, say the true intentions of this bill go further than avoiding racial conflicts in schools.
It's an attack on Black history. What they're trying to stop is teaching and really drawing in the concepts that make people uncomfortable.
On the other hand, Will Wade, a sponsor of the bill, believes it is an opportunity to take a step forward in social justice. In an email to Grady Newsource, the representative from Dawsonville said his aim is to end racism and that the bill is a way to address the issues of today without laying blame to our children on the failures of our past. Parents like Ty Kleck, whose children are enrolled in Jackson County schools, support the bill because they believe it will encourage students to believe in their own abilities.
By teaching that because you were born a certain way, if this bill doesn't pass and the further along we teach that to our children, then the more that they're going to believe that they have no chance of success.
Nathan Drake, a professor of history at the University of Georgia, said the vague nature of the language of the bill could be a problem for teachers.
This idea of divisive concepts, first of all, is so loose. Divisive is in the eye of the beholder. People's inclination, I think, is going to be, to teach something or not teach something. Well, they're gonna err on the side of not teaching it because it might be potentially divisive to somebody somewhere out there.
Next for Bill 1084 is a hearing by the House Education Committee on February 23rd. Adrian Godoy, Grady Newsource.
Governor Brian Kemp has appointed Andrew Pinson, a Court of Appeals judge, to fill the seat of retiring Chief Justice David Nomius. Nomius plans to retire on July 17th, the last day of the court's April term.
I'm getting remarried this year, and I have an older son who's going to Duke University where he's going to play football. I've got a younger son who's got 2 more years in high school, so I've spent a lot of time away from them working on court business.
He served as a justice for more than 12 years. A Republican-backed bill would ban mail-order abortion pills as well as add more restrictions to the abortion process. Grady Newsource reporter Amro Warayat on some of the effects of this bill.
Senate Bill 351, introduced by Senator Bruce Thompson, would ban the mailing of an abortion pill called Mifeprex, while also requiring pregnant women to see a doctor in person before making a decision to obtain the pill. Over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, Mifeprex was allowed to be mailed to those who needed it. Dr. Rich Saplina, a preacher in Athens, Georgia, believes that Mifeprex should be banned in general.
But certainly ban any type of substance that is being sold or distributed for humans to take to kill another person, which is what it does. So I totally support that. And whatever civil penalties would apply, I would be in favor of that.
Another part of the bill would essentially add more paperwork to the abortion process on behalf of the abortion clinics. Asha Nurhullah is the president of Unite for Reproductive and Gender Equity and says that having access to mail-order abortion pills is hugely important.
And essentially, legislators are kind of using the guise of caring about health and, protecting women and other folks who can give birth. But that's really not what it's about, because when you're taking away healthcare, taking away access, you're limiting those options.
Last action taken on the bill was on January 25th, when it was read by the Senate and referred. The bill is now awaiting a vote. This is Grady Newsource reporter Amro Warayat.
As of March 2021, people can apply for the Georgia Rental Assistance Program. This program is designed to help people who have fallen behind rent due to the COVID-19 pandemic. You are eligible to apply if you are unemployed, at risk of eviction, or receive household income below 80% of the area media income.
Or almost at eviction. Apply. If you know that you're unemployed and your rent is already 1 month behind, don't wait until it gets to be 3 months. Go on and apply. Because you can go in and recertify for future help.
The application process takes up to 3 or 4 weeks. Once approved, GRA will make monthly direct payments to landlords and utility providers. People are eligible for assistance for up to 18 months. Coming up, we learn more about the redistricting of Athens-Clarke County.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Governor Kemp signed House Bill 890, which redraws Athens-Clarke County voting districts. We now go live to Grady Newsource reporter Madison Cook to understand these changes. Hi, Maddie.
The new district map compared to the previous map has differences regarding districts 3, 5, and 7. You can see here that District 3 is now located over here, District 7 now encompasses this area, and District 5 is now here. Commissioners Melissa Link, Russell Edwards, and Tim Denson currently represent these districts. The new map, as we saw before, pulls these commissioners out of their districts. Odd number districts are up for re-election this year, but those 3 commissioners now live in even number districts, meaning they cannot run until 2024. What does this mean for Athens-Clarke County residents now? There's no immediate changes until the election process on May 24th, 2022. The map does not go into effect until January 1st, 2023. That's all for me. Back to you, Matthew.
Thank you, Maddie. A solution for the homeless in Athens will finally start to look like a reality in just a few weeks. Grady Newsource reporter Ansley Edwards has an update on what the encampment will open to the public.
I'm outside of the old North Athens School, the location where the Athens-Clarke homeless encampment is set to open next month. After more than a negotiation, the encampment has an expected opening date of March 18th. Athens-Clarke County Mayor Kelly Gertz signed the final contract on February 18th, which was the last step needed to set the plan in. Located on 1000 Barber Street, first step government-sanctioned homeless encampment. In December 2020, Athens Alliance Coalition, Inc. was confirmed by the Commission to have encampment project. For Charles Hardy, Executive Director of Athens Alliance Coalition, Inc., first step becoming a reality blessing.
We can't stop people from coming to Athens. In the past, in the future, it can't happen. They need help. Let's go.
Hardy says the $2.5 million contract has an 1-year period that will begin once the encampment officially opens. Ansley Edwards, Grady Newsource.
Coming up, a local Georgian is tasked with an important role in the 2022 Winter Olympic closing ceremony, and the UGA Athletic Association responds to courtesy funding the University
When
of
I was 10,
Georgia
my
men's
mom-
basketball team.
That's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. She had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
It was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling because like you and me sometimes may have doubts in yourself, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishma.org.
I think I found.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found ways to make my own. Place that I call home. Place that I call home.
And now, sports.
Welcome to Grady. I'm Cole Aycock. The Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics have officially ended, the ceremony being last night. Georgia's own Elena Myers-Taylor was tasked with bearing the United States in this closing ceremony. Taylor, who grew up in Douglasville, made history, being the first United States athlete selected to bear the flag for the Winter Olympic and closing ceremony in almost 75 years. Now, let's take a look at the final for this year's Olympics. Norway leads the way in gold medals. Germany places second with 12 gold medals, and China finishes third with 9 gold. The United States rounds out the top 4 with 8 gold medals. Norway also finished in overall medals, and the United States finishes 5th in overall medals. The UGA Athletic Association released a statement Saturday morning denying that head basketball coach Tom Crean failed to report a physical altercation between assistants during halftime of the LSU game last Wednesday. The statement from the Athletic Association reads, "There have been various media reports related to athletics personnel ranging from completely inaccurate to incomplete and premature. The incident in question was reported properly as required by university policies and is we will comment if and when appropriate." Tom Crean also commented on the altercation following the loss to Ole Miss.
Obviously, it's an unfortunate situation that we're dealing with, but it was all handled correctly, and we've tried to keep our focus on basketball. And
basketball currently sits at 6-21 overall and 1-13 in the SEC. UGA baseball opened their season with a sweep of college, winning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One of the wins came in dramatic Saturday evening. The Bulldogs overcame a 4-0 deficit, and graduate Cole Tate would deliver a walk-off single to win it for Georgia. Georgia will now shift its focus to Wofford College Tuesday at 5 p.m. at Foley Field. For Grady Sports, I'm Cole Aycock.
Up next, get a glance at the 5-day forecast and strength ahead of the week with weather reporter Elle Jacobson.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like Aldo, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed at school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was
was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. One of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to me.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at yourdiploma.org.
Last week, Brandon met on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? It was too.
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside a girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a key.
If you need to delocate or drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The weather.
We have a beautiful week ahead in Athens as spring approaches. Don't forget your umbrella tonight on the way home from work, as there's a chance of showers this evening, a low of 53 degrees. Tomorrow's looking good for a walk outside and spending time in fresh air with a high of 76 and partly cloudy skies. Wednesday will be warm with a high of 76 again, but with a 50% chance of showers throughout the day and clouds in the sky. On Thursday, you can ditch your jacket and get ready for a taste of summer with a high of 80 degrees, sunny skies with a nighttime cool of 61 degrees. Going into the weekend, cooling down a little with a high of 69 and a 30% chance of showers. For today's weather, this is Pinson for Grady Newsource.
Coming up next, how one Oglethorpe County group has taken knitting and turned it into a skill that can benefit themselves.
Hey, the quick message is about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckle, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back because car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. Smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day, never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for it. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Scott. Hey. I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
You know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...